Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a love story that started with a spark, simmered with unspoken desires, and finally ignited in one unforgettable moment. If you've ever felt that electrifying tension with someone, this one's for you. We're talking about Sam and Moan from Gap the series specifically, that epic first kiss. Grab your tissues, because this story is pure magic. It all began in the bustling, high-stakes world of Diversity magazine. Sam, the formidable boss, commanded respect and maybe a little fear. She was confident, mysterious, and built walls around her heart so high, you'd think they were Fort Knox. Emotions, weakness, love, and inconvenience. But then, Moan walked in, the new intern, bright, passionate, relentlessly curious, and with a smile that could melt glaciers. From the very first moment Moan stepped into Sam's office, something shifted. A silent, invisible current started flowing between them, and neither of them knew how to handle it. Sam, the Ice Queen, found herself subtly captivated. Moan, with her unwavering optimism and genuine kindness, started chipping away at those carefully constructed emotional defenses. Every time Moan brought Sam her coffee, perfectly brewed and just how she liked it, Sam felt a flicker. Every late night Moan stayed to help edit an article, pushing through the fatigue with a cheerful "no problem, Sam." Sam felt a pull. And every time Moan laughed, a soft bright sound, at Sam's rare dry jokes, Sam felt something new, something she hadn't recognized in years, a quiet, almost unsettling longing. It was unfamiliar, a little scary, but undeniably there. For weeks, they danced around their feelings in a delicate, silent ballet. Sam's glances would linger a beat too long when Moan wasn't looking directly at her, then snap away as if caught. Moan's voice would soften to an almost tender whisper whenever she said Sam's name, a subtle shift that only Sam seemed to notice. The office, usually a place of strict professionalism, became their own private playground of unspoken words and charged glances. Every accidental brush of hands, every shared glance across the conference table, every knowing smile, it all carried a weight, a secret language neither dared to translate out loud. The air between them was thick with anticipation, a beautiful electric tension that crackled just beneath the surface. You could practically feel it radiating off the screen. Then came that evening. A torrential downpour had swept through the city, turning streets into rivers and skies into a canvas of gray. Most of the team had wisely packed up and left early, eager to escape the storm. But not Sam and Moan. They were the last to standing, deep in the trenches, racing against a looming deadline. The rhythmic drumming of rain against the large office windows filled the silence, a perfect soundtrack to the quiet storm brewing between them. Sam looked up from her computer, her gaze finding Moan's. "Are you sure you don't want to go home, Moan?" she asked, her voice softer than usual. Moan, ever dedicated, smiled warmly, tucking a stray, damp strand of hair behind her ear. "Not until you do. I said I'd help you finish, remember?" Her sincerity was disarming. Sam felt a strange tightness in her chest. It wasn't just Moan's dedication. It was the pure, unwavering conviction in her eyes, the genuine care. Sam stood up, drawn by an invisible force, and walked towards the window. She watched the rain pour down in silver streaks, mirroring the turmoil in her own heart. "You always do more than you should," Sam said softly, almost to herself. "You don't have to prove yourself to anyone, not even to me." Moan, sensing a shift, took a hesitant step closer. Her heart began to beat a little faster, a nervous flutter against her ribs. "I'm not trying to prove anything, Sam," she confessed, her voice barely above a whisper. "I just like being around you." Those words hung in the air, heavy and full of unspoken meaning, like a spark waiting for oxygen, waiting for just the right breath to ignite. Sam turned, her expression unreadable, a carefully constructed mask. The distance between them had shrunk to mere inches, no more than a breath apart. "You shouldn't say things like that," Sam whispered, her voice laced with a mixture of warning and something else entirely, perhaps a plea. Moan, despite the trembling in her voice, didn't back down. "Why not?" she challenged softly, her eyes searching Sam's. "Because you'll think I mean it?" Sam's gaze darkened, a storm brewing in her own eyes, reflecting the one outside. "Do you?" she pressed. Moan exhaled, a barely audible whisper, all her courage converging in one small word. "Yes." The moment broke open. Just as a clap of thunder echoed outside, the emotional dam between them shattered. Sam's eyes flickered, betraying every emotion she had tried so desperately to suppress. Fear, yes, but also an overwhelming desire, a profound affection that had been building for weeks. Slowly, almost hesitantly, she reached out, her fingers brushing Moan's cheek, a feather-light touch that sent shivers down Moan's spine. Moan closed her eyes, leaning into the touch, savoring the warmth, the intimacy. Moan, Sam's voice cracked, raw with vulnerability. This is wrong. I'm your boss. It was the last defense, the final wall. Moan, with a faint, knowing smile, spoke the words that would change everything. Then stop being my boss for just one moment. That was all it took. The permission, the invitation. Sam pulled Moan closer, their lips meeting in a slow, trembling kiss. It wasn't a fiery, rushed explosion, but something far more profound. It was tender, hesitant, filled with the weight of everything they had been holding back, every unspoken word, every stolen glance, every quiet longing. Sam's hand moved to the back of Moan's neck, pulling her deeper into the embrace, while Moan's fingers traced the edge of Sam's jaw, memorizing the feel of her. For the very first time, both of them allowed themselves to be utterly vulnerable. The world outside disappeared, the thunder, the rain, the strict office rules, the boss-intern dynamic. All that existed was them, in that sacred moment, finding solace and connection in each other's arms. When they finally pulled apart, reluctantly, Moan's eyes glistened with unshed tears, a mixture of joy and disbelief. A blush crept across her cheeks. So much for professional boundaries, she quipped, a soft, relieved laugh bubbling up. Sam laughed too, a genuine, unguarded sound that Moan had rarely heard. Her guard, once so impenetrable, had finally broken. You've been breaking my boundaries since the day you walked in, Sam confessed, her gaze tender. They stood there for a long while, not needing words, just content in the quiet peace that had settled between them. The storm outside began to ease, the frantic drumming of rain slowing to a gentle patter. Sam brushed her thumb softly over Moan's lips, her heart feeling lighter than it had in years. You make me want to believe in something again, she whispered, a confession born of newfound hope. Moan leaned her forehead against Sam's, her eyes shining. Then believe in us, and just like that, it wasn't the end of their story. It was merely the breathtaking beginning. That first kiss wasn't just a moment of passion. It was a door opening, a revelation. It opened the way for stolen glances that now held explicit meaning, for whispered promises shared in hushed tones, and for the incredible courage to love openly, bravely, despite all the odds. Because for Sam and Moan, that first kiss wasn't just love, it was freedom. It was the freedom to be their authentic selves, to break down walls, and to build a beautiful future together. What did you think of Sam and Moan's first kiss? What's your favorite moment from their story? Let me know in the comments below. If you loved this deep dive, please give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more amazing content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.